Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Bow and Arrow Tarot. Today we're going to get right into the weekly reading for the sign of Leo. This is going to be for December 15th to the 21st. But before we do that, just want to let you all know that I am giving away this beautiful Spirit Animal Oracle deck to one lucky subscriber. And all you have to do is be subscribed, of course, and leave me a comment somewhere in one of the videos just to let me know that you're interested, all right? Beautiful deck, and the unboxing video is linked in the description. All right, Leo, you're up. I got my moon in Leo, and I resonate strong with Leo energy. Don't forget to check the other placements of your planets. Sun, moon, rising, Venus, right? If you want to, you can look that up on Google. There are many sites that will give you a free chart, natal chart. I use Astrolab, but there are other sites, so, you know, and I'm not promoting anything in particular. I'm just letting you know that that is information that you can get for free. You don't have to pay for it. And it's very helpful to know where planets are placed, because sometimes wherever your Venus is or your moon is may be a reading that resonates with you more. All right, Leo, finance and career. Nice. Retreat, time to disconnect from the world. And we have past life relationship. So you've known each other before. All right, so let's go ahead and get right into your animal spirits. Animal spirits come into our lives as stages, perhaps, individuals who may be we may be dealing with, right? Characteristics or personality types. Could be in representative of energies that are becoming available to us to help us through a particular situation. So we just take a look. We're going to pull out 3 animal spirits. Whatever applies, that's great. And if it doesn't apply, just let it go. It's not for you. We know that not every reading can be for every Leo. And so just take what applies to you and let the rest go. We have starfish energy. Wow. Water, of course. We have the raccoon, earth energy, associated with talent. And we have the gazelle, fire energy. Very nice. So let's get right into it. The starfish is water energy, associated with people who are absolutely gorgeous, right? This is an individual who generally is mesmerizing to be around, to watch. Even being in their company, it feels as though their energy almost rubs off on you, right? But this can also be an individual who relies on this too much. They rely on the exterior qualities they have of beauty and allure, to the exclusion of deeper qualities that they could be sharing. And so when you're resonating with this, or you know someone who's resonating with starfish energy, it comes into our lives at a time when we need to really begin to understand that even if you are beautiful, even if you have a magnetic physical beauty, there's so much more that each of us has to give. And you almost do yourself a disservice by relying on those qualities to the exclusion of deeper sort of qualities that you have and that you could be sharing with the world. Now, the raccoon is representative of earth energy. The raccoon is such a talented little creature. He likes to be in the shadows, oftentimes, similar to scorpion energy, but in a very different way. He's shy. Right? Whereas the scorpion likes to observe from the shadows, the raccoon likes to be in the shadows so no one can observe him. This is also an animal or animal spirit that has immense talent with whatever they do with their hands. This is oftentimes associated with people who play musical instruments or who work with their hands. They may be woodworkers or they may be sculptors, right? Anything that they do with their hands, they have this almost magical quality and skill, right? Very, very clever, very talented, very resourceful, all right? And of course, with that earth energy, we're talking about a very practical animal spirit, right? So now let's get right into the gazelle. The gazelle is fire energy, and the gazelle is absolute beauty and motion, right? But the gazelle is also about awareness, you know, being very vigilant, being careful, and being protective, right? Watching out, you know, for itself. moving to get out of danger, right? When danger comes, it's time to split, you know. And the gazelle is very representative of this. And so in a lot of ways, when you're resonating with gazelle energy, there's a heightened awareness there. You have a heightened awareness for things that may not be good for you, you know, for environments or for people that may not be good for you or safe for you, right? And employing that awareness to protect yourself. All right, Leo, let's get right into your spreads. We have 4 to 6 spreads we're pulling out, 3-card spreads. Let's just see, you know, you may or may not be resonating with this. It's a heavy energy this 3rd week in December. And so let's just see what some of you Leos may or may not be dealing with this week. Don't forget, just take the situations that apply to you. If they don't apply to you, if they don't resonate with you, then they're not for you, and that's fine too, right? So let's just see, my lovely Leo. Those of you who are regulars on my channel, you know that my cards are generally very focused, but lately, you know, this week's readings, the cards have been very jumpy. I think it's just a general energy in the air as we're coming towards the end of the year. 4 of Wands, 3 of Wands, excuse me, 10 of Pentacles, and the Moon. Wow. All right, lovely, lovely. Testing phase with the Moon. 3 of Wands comes in. 3 of Wands talks about, let me just move these up a little bit. 3 of Wands talks about a period in our lives when we are being forced to stand still, right? We are being forced to be a little bit patient. You're ready to go because 2 of Wands was just there. 2 of Wands is Mars and Aries energy, and that's when we're like ready, you know? We're taking the next step toward our goal. But with 3 of Wands, it's like, you know, you're stopped, you're paused. Oftentimes, 3 of Wands will come into our lives because something else, we need to give something else time to come in before we progress forward, right? It seems to be very much a timing card to me in a lot of ways. 3 is the number for bonding, loyalty, and virtue. And so in a lot of ways, 3 of Wands talks about a stage on a path that is necessary for the ultimate end. And that stage right now is waiting, right? Patiently waiting. And oftentimes, like I say, this is a timing card in the sense that, you know, life, there's so many different things that happen in our lives that need to sort of be at the right place at the right time. You know, and so sometimes a certain portion of our life may be stalled or maybe halted or paused so that other areas in our lives can kind of come in, right? So that the timing can be sort of adjusted, right? And so in this way, 3 of Wands is here. It's interesting because, yes, this week you come in, you feel like you have to wait for a moment before you make your next move. And 10 of Pentacles is what you're met with. So there is a completion financially that comes in. There is some kind of leveling up or union that happens. It's a finance and career card, but there's a completion that happens there that perhaps in some area of your life really needed to happen before you could move on. This is a nice completion, though. It's a kind of like I say, it's rounding a certain stage of your life up, and it kind of levels you up. All right. Some of you may be waiting for a particular decision to come in. Or it could very well be a union, okay? Because oftentimes 10 of Pentacles talks about a love union. The final piece of the puzzle from 9 of Pentacles, where we have all of our rewards and blessing coming in. We're doing well financially and career-wise. But the 10 of Pentacles represents that wealth of a union, the wealth of love that kind of is the icing on the cake. This is why we see the couple and the grandfather and the children. It's this kind of, it's the wealth, it's the blessing and wealth of a strong familial union or love bond, right? That supports the entire family. Now the whole family can progress forward with financial stability, emotional stability. It's very nice, you know. Sometimes it can certainly indicate perhaps getting married. It can also indicate sometimes a union with someone, a love union with someone that you also have a business with or that you have a career with. in the sense that you both are building a really strong financial base for your family to progress forward. So this comes in for you this week, right? And you round the week off with moon energy in a sense that you're being tested in some area. This could be that, for instance, you may have been on a path here towards a particular passion that you, or a goal, right, that you want to achieve. And then when this Ten of Pentacles comes up, it's almost as if because this is going to be much more of a creative goal, it's almost as if in a financial or in a career area, something else comes into your life. And so now by the end of the week, you're kind of like, well, now I don't know which way to go. You know, I was about to follow my path here creatively, right? And go towards this ambition, but now which way do I go? Because now look, I'm getting abundance coming in this area of my life, right? Perhaps in my career. And so it's kind of a testing phase. I think you're going to be tested this week in terms of, are you still ready to follow this path, or will you now veer towards the path that has been kind of set out for you here with this Ten of Pentacles? It's almost as if you have a choice coming in, you know, to choose perhaps the family business, right, or the family career, or to choose the path that you are on creatively. And so it's a testing phase in a lot of ways. You don't have all the answers, and that's what makes it a testing phase, and that's why the moon has come in, because generally the moon comes in when we don't have all the answers, as it were, but we still have to make a particular decision, right? All right. Seven of Cups, King of Pentacles, and King of Cups. Wow. Some of you are coming in this week. You've been having this sort of... Seven of Cups really talks about having a kind of wishful thinking, right? Having your head up in the clouds, being caught up in daydreaming in a lot of ways. Dreaming for situations that may be unrealistic, or dreaming for things that you wish or believe will make you happy, but oftentimes they really don't. And so you're kind of coming into the week with this energy, right? But you're met with the King of Pentacles. And you round out the week with the King of Cups. And I'm going to say for some of you, this King of Pentacles comes in and really kind of, I'm going to say in a lot of ways, wakes you up. You know, this could very well be someone that you know, who you have a lot of respect for, especially with regard to your, you know, your career or whatever, like, whatever you do in your life to make money. I'm going to say this King of Pentacles individual is going to be someone that may be in that same field, maybe someone that you have a lot of sort of respect for, like I said, someone who has a track record, and someone who can really come in and ground you in a lot of ways. The Seven of Cups could be that you've had a certain idea of accomplishing something that has been very unrealistic until you meet this King of Pentacles, and they kind of put you back on the right track, as it were. You know what I mean? Back on sort of where you need to go to really accomplish what you're seeking to accomplish, to make this unrealistic dream you have here a bit more realistic. And you round off the week with a King of Cups, which is, I think, the energy that you round the week off, in the sense that you, interestingly enough, this King of Pentacles has an impact on how you are going to go about your love connections, right? It could very well be that you had a certain idea of how you were going to manifest a relationship with someone, and it involved money in some kind of way. And that portion of it was much more unrealistic. The financial portion of this dream was very unrealistic. Once you had this conversation, or have this conversation with this individual, it's almost as if they get you sort of back on track, Leo, right? You come out the week with a King of Cups, in the sense that you're much more stable about what it is that you want, right? Because you start with kind of this delusional kind of thinking, but you round off the week with a very definite idea of what you want, a much more realistic idea of what you want, and a much more sort of authoritative position in your love life. And interestingly enough, this comes out of a meeting with somebody in your career or in your finances. Now, how this is going to turn about, I'm not really sure, but again, it's definitely a feeling that, Leo, some of you are the love wish you have for yourself, right? The vision you have for yourself in the area of love relationships is tied up to your career in some way. And getting one on track gets the other on track. It's a very interesting read. And I will be curious if any of you are resonating with this forecast. Leave me a comment. Let us know what you're going through, because this is a very interesting juxtaposition between how your career is absolutely impacting your love life. 7 of Pentacles, Justice, and there's your 3 of Swords. Interesting. So some of you come into this week really sort of reevaluating where you're at. You know, you're waiting for a judgment to come in, or a decision, or a rebalancing of some kind of situation in an official way. And while you're waiting for this decision, you've really taken some time to reevaluate where you're at now. 7 of Pentacles talks about sort of looking at the fruits of your labor, you know, the fruits of the garden that you've been working on every day, diligently like a gardener, toiling away. Now the blooms are coming, the rewards are coming, and you're looking to see, is this what I expected? Is this what I wanted? You know, all that I've worked for, and this is what I've accomplished. Is this really the goal that I always wanted? And a lot of times when you set out to achieve a particular goal, right, and you do all of this hard work, you change, right? That work changes you, right? The path that you take towards a particular objective can change you, so that by the time you reach your objective, oftentimes the journey has changed us so much that when we reach our initial objective, it's not what we want anymore. We've changed, and we no longer want the goal that we've been working towards. We now want a different goal for our lives. And this is something that you're battling with now, Leo. It's interesting. And you come into Justice, and Justice is, I'm going to say, for some of you, certainly some kind of decision comes in this week. Some kind of rendering in some sort of official kind of capacity almost comes through this week and results in a 3 of Swords. I think some of you are going to find that after this decision or this sort of rebalance comes in, you will realize that a particular connection you had with someone wasn't what you expected it to be. 3 of Swords can oftentimes be interpreted as third-party energy or cheating energy, but in this case, we're talking about the essence of the 3 of Swords. It is a Swords card. It's not a Cup card. So it's more about how someone has broken, you know, broken bonding or loyalty or trust. They've broken that, because 3 is the number for bonding, loyalty, and trust. And so 3 of Swords, we see that somewhere someone has lied. They have broken that trust. They've told you something that later proved to be untrue, or they've hurt you with their words. A lot of times 3 of Swords can also indicate people who just hurt you with their words or their actions. And I think in a lot of ways, it's almost as if this decision or this rendering that comes in kind of illuminates that someone has really been working against you that you didn't expect, right? It's going to prove that someone was not completely honest with you in some area, and this is all going to sort of come out of this moment that you have this week, this event. It could be that information becomes clear. It could almost, an example would be, say, for instance, all of a sudden you get a letter from a lawyer that says, you know, you have a relative, you know, and there's this sort of legal action that's happening, and suddenly you find out some information that makes you realize that someone in your life has been lying to you, right? Or duping you in some kind of way. So this is what I mean by this event coming in and kind of lifting the lid on some sort of dishonesty or disloyalty that's happened that you only find out about because of this event. And all of this is going to very much impact this 7 of Pentacles, because whatever this letter, event, occurrence, communication, whatever this justice action is that comes into you, it's something that is also very, very related to how you've been living your life as far as your career and your finances, all of the work that you've had to put in. You know, an example again would be, say we go back to this letter. Say, for instance, you get a letter about a long lost relative, and it proves that this relative is actually comes from a lot of money, right? And that all this time there was all of this sort of abundance and stability and finances that were there available to you, but you didn't know about it. And you find out this week that all of this work that you've been having to do, perhaps some of it you didn't necessarily have to do had you known about this information. And you find out that all of this was kept from you by someone very close to you. Do you see what I mean? It's that kind of an example. It's like a feeling that you know, that you find out something specific about your life, right, that impacts your life that someone did not want you to know about, and that's really hurt you in a lot of ways, right? And that really has a huge impact on how you've been working towards your goals all this time, right? It feels like a really big betrayal in a lot of ways. Definitely reminds me of one of those situations where suddenly, family secrets, right, are uncovered. And the impact of those secrets are that some people in the family have lived difficult lives that they didn't have to live, or gone down paths they didn't have to go down. And other people in the family are the ones who precipitated that. Do you see what I mean? Very, very interesting indeed. Four of Cups, Page of Pentacles, and the Three of Pentacles. This is going to be the last spread, Leo. And some of you are coming into this week very much sort of like Four of Cups energy. You don't need any help from anyone. You don't want their help. You feel as though you've had enough, right? Four of Cups oftentimes, sometimes it can be interpreted as, you know, being unwilling to accept genuine help from friends when you really need the help. But it can also indicate just having had enough of people offering you a cup of love that just turns out to be empty, right? You've been through it before. There's 3 cups before that have shown up that look just like this 4th cup, and you realize, you know what, I'm not going to go for it. This time I need more proof. How about you keep your cup, and you're met with a Page of Pentacles energy in the sense that you say, you know what, I don't want it. I don't want your cup. I don't want your help. I've seen where accepting this kind of help before has landed me, and you are very much on your own in terms of you decide to take matters in your own hands and to double down on sort of your finance and your career, right? And you are met with Page of Pentacles in the sense that you are, this week, you are very practical. You know, you're like, listen, I'm going to handle this situation myself. I don't need your help. And this is definitely in the area of career. You say, no, I know what I need to do. And this week, you're met with that kind of very industrious energy of, you know, handling your own issues, your own obstacles, getting rid of them without the help of anyone else. You're being extremely practical. You're being very fearless. Page of Pentacles also talks about overcoming certain fears sometimes we have for taking the first step towards a goal. And you end the week off with 3 of Pentacles in the sense that you begin to achieve what you wanted in this area, right? You gain. 3 of Pentacles is all about gain, right? It's the card for gaining influence, gaining work, gaining notoriety, becoming better and more at what you do in a career. And so this is going to leave you, Leo, this leaves you feeling really, really good this week, because this is a very sort of independent week for you where you just do it all on your own and you absolutely begin to accomplish sort of what you set out to accomplish. You begin to have progress in a particular area. People are beginning to seek you out in that area because of the hard work you've put in, and because also you've made this resolve to sort of not have other people influence you. Whether their help was genuine or not, it's time to stand on your own feet, and you just realize you're just done with sort of like having to owe people or having to sort of accepting help from people that ends up being more problems rather than a solution. You know what I mean? All right, Leo, this is your reading for December 15th to the 21st. I hope it resonated with you. If it did, please like, subscribe, share. Don't forget to let me know if you're interested in the Spirit Animal Oracle deck from Colette Baron Reed. You only have to leave me a comment and let me know that you're interested. And of course, you have to be subscribed to my channel. All right, if you want to get a private reading, go ahead and follow those links at the top of your screen. Please make sure you read the descriptions when you are booking. Please make sure that you respond to the emails that are sent to confirm the booking. All right. Okay, guys, but for right now, Leo, have a wonderful, wonderful 3rd week of December, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.